Hello,
Oh, Josh.
what's your name?
My name's Lukian Bogdanets. Do
Bogdanets.
you want my middle name or
Yes, please.
Borisevic,
Borisevic.
son of
Lukian
Boris?
Borisevic Bogdanets.
Yep.
All right. Hi, my name is Josh, as I mentioned. Today I'm here to interview for my UX design class. The main goal of this interview is to learn about the struggles and challenges that students face as they try to settle down on campus as new students at the University of Florida, which you've probably gone through, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
For that reason, you've been identified as a potential user. I'll be video recording this interview and would like your consent. So if you would like to look at the camera and say yes.
Josh, I just say yes. Yes.
Let's go. Your responses and this recording will be kept confidential and will only be used to improve the student experience. This interview would take around 10 to 15 minutes. The valuable insights and answers to the questions I have today will help us in coming up with the best solutions. Do you have any questions before we proceed any further?
I do not have any questions.
All right, lovely. So I'm going to start off with some demographic questions.
Okay.
So our first question is, how old are you? So what is your age?
I'm 22.
22. Same. And then what is your ethnic background?
I'm white.
White. Just white.
Like my nationality too. I'm Ukrainian.
Ukrainian.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. And then currently, do you live on or off campus?
Off campus currently.
Okay. And where are you from?
Originally from Northport, Florida.
Northport, Florida. Amazing. So you are from Florida. Okay.
Yep.
So here goes my first few questions. What made you want to come to UF?
It was more so the benefits of being in-state because I'm from Florida. The in-state tuition benefits. I have Florida Bright Future, so it was a given to come here.
Did you apply to other schools outside the state, or was it just Florida?
It was all in-state. I only applied to UCF, UF, and Florida Tech.
Okay.
Yeah, in Melbourne.
Were there any other things you were looking forward to in terms of joining UF?
More so like resources. So the only other college I was really interested in was Florida Tech, the one in Melbourne. The only reason I chose UF was Florida Tech was more of a private school.
Right.
Aside from being more expensive, there was not as many students. There was less resources. So I like that UF, like if you wanted to do something, there was most likely a resource or a club for you to join.
100%. I agree with you. And what do you currently study?
Computer science.
Computer science. How's that been for you so far?
So far, so good. I mean, I'm about to graduate this semester, so
there you go.
I think it's going good.
There you go. And what were you most excited about in your transition to a college student? So this will be right after you graduate from high school. You have that summer in between going to college. What made you excited?
Yeah, I think as everyone kind of leaving high school to college, and for the most case, most people go in there solo, they don't come with their high school friends. So coming in with like a clean slate kind of was pretty exciting that you could meet new people and kind of just be yourself. I really appreciate that, and that's why when I joined UF, I decided to be in the dorm because I wanted to meet as many new people as I could.
Okay. And what would you say your main concerns were coming into college? So in contrast to the previous question.
Main concerns. I'd say finding. I mean, I wouldn't say it's in contrast to the previous one. It kind of goes with what I said last time. I mean, I think finding the right group of people to spend your college years is important. Environment is really important. So even though I was excited to meet new people, I was also like, concerned whether I would find the right group and connect with.
And that at this point, you are currently a senior, yes?
Yeah, I'm currently a senior.
So do you feel like after the 4 years, you feel like you've found your environment, you found the right group of people.
Yeah, 100%. But I think the easiest time to find your group, and I think a lot of people would agree, is freshman year.
Yep.
And it becomes more difficult once you progress through UF to make new friends. It just I don't know, in freshman year, especially even the first few weeks, I would say that's when you like usually find your group of people.
Yep.
Everyone coming in is super friendly, you know, everyone's kind of in the same boat, so everyone's really open-minded. So yeah, I would say as the years progressed, it got more difficult, but I did find, I'd say I got lucky that I found my group in freshman year.
That is really good to hear. And why would you say you had those concerns? Why do you think you had those concerns?
Because I mean, it was overwhelming. I mean, like I said, UF is a big state school.
Yep.
So the benefits of having a lot of resources was something I looked for, but also it was a bit daunting, you know, like you have so many options, so many routes you could take throughout your college years. So it's like you're always worried, like, am I taking the best path I can in these limited years?
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you. I think everyone's been there throughout the time in college. And my next question would be, what are some memorable struggles you've experienced as a new student at the University of Florida?
I'd say so. Organizing my day. I think if I learned anything from college, if I took anything from my college years, it's certainly scheduling.
Yep.
And planning my day accordingly, because no one's gonna, like, in high school, you know, your teachers kind of helped you out a bit, but in college you kind of have to pave your own way, and you kind of have to be responsible for your own deadlines, you know, both socially, academically, and other kind of, so there's a lot of juggling going on. So that was something I had to learn, and I'd say memorable would be the freshman year, when it was very difficult to kind of, like, the first few weeks, it was very difficult to have good grades and kind of balance everything out, but through experience you kind of learn what works for you.
So you feel like you found that right pace for you?
Yeah,
eventually.
Yeah.
Amazing. And are there any changes or improvements you would suggest to make the transition to UF smoother for future students?
I would say maybe I was able to get this through a club. My freshman year I joined ACE, Association of Computer Engineers, and they had a really cool program where you got paired up with a mentor, older, a senior, kind of senior level student. So they kind of went through kind of the same worries and probably the same concerns that you had, and they were able to kind of like teach me, or kind of like tell them from their experience what works. So I think that would be cool if you when you join UF, that you get paired up. There's like a mentee mentor programship that, like, the University of UF provides. Not, you don't have to find that in the club, but find it kind of overall.
So what you're thinking is, right now, you know, all students do have the option to join clubs and find mentorship, but you think it should be more like a mandatory process?
Not mandatory, but I would say, like, it should be
more
advertised and encouraged. And I think, like, important aspect of this would be the pairing process. Like, I don't think it should be random. Like, there should be a questionnaire or survey where you say what your interests are, like what you're trying to do through college, like, and you kind of be paired up with the correct mentor for that interest that you have. I think that would, and that mentor could probably be like a really good friend, like the first friend that you meet at UF.
100%. So there any other, you know, changes that you would make, or that you would suggest?
Maybe UF also might take a bigger approach for, like, the whole roommate process.
Okay.
I don't know how it is currently. I don't know if UF offers like an app or something, but from what I remember, during my freshman year, when I was looking for a roommate, it was all like third-party apps, and also
like RoomSync,
RoomSync, and also I found my roommate through Facebook groups, so it wasn't like a UF led kind of app, but
Right.
and I've heard other stories from other friends that I had that they had no idea that Facebook group was even a thing, but that was like the biggest thing to find roommates. So
Are you talking about the one where it's like UF class of 2024?
yeah. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think UF leads those groups, right? I think it's like UF students that create those
You
groups.
know what? I'm not too sure, but
Yeah,
I would assume so.
maybe they do. I'm not sure,
Mhm.
but the thing is, I had to find that group. I don't. It was like
Right.
it was something that wasn't really advertised.
No, I feel you with those. And my final question would be, who do you think should be leading those improvements and changes?
Mm,
So this could range from the student to maybe even faculties to third party
I
interventions.
think UF like internal UF should take care because, like I said, there's a lot of third party alternatives. But again, like you always have the worry: is it safe? Is it legit?
Right.
So if it's endorsed by UF, I think it'd be a more smoother process. And like UF knows their process better than anyone, so I think they would be able to curate an app or some sort of walkthrough that would be the most seamless than a third party.
Right. So you're talking about a software solution.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a third party, but as long as it's like endorsed or like advertised, I mean, maybe UF endorses RoomSync. I don't know. But I just remember during my freshman year, it seemed pretty standoff.
So inside UF, could you be more specific? So, you know, there are student clubs, student organizations, and there are also faculties. Who do you think should be the forefront of leading those changes?
I mean, I think first and foremost, it should be brought up by like whenever freshmen are going through the preview days.
Okay.
So that's something that I think preview leaders should bring up to their group. So they kind of, because everyone has to go through preview.
Right.
So like you kind of make sure that everyone knows about this program.
We're sorry. Do we get matched with our roommates before preview?
Yeah, it was
right.
Yeah, it was because I remember reaching out to my roommate whether he was going a certain date for preview. It was before, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, amazing. That wraps up. That wraps up the interview. I appreciate you joining.
Of course.
I'm gonna be submitting this to Canvas if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Lovely meeting you, Lukian.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Look at this man. Say bye.
Bye, Connor. Make sure you pause it. Oh, it does